Hey, fun science video for you. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a lab on runoff versus infiltration. And for those of you who are in class, you don't technically have to do the lab on your own, but you can do the lab on your own if you want. And I talked to you about getting some materials. I talked about a container, some soil, some tinfoil, and something to spray with. I'm going to be doing the lab. For those of you who are in the Zoom, we're going to do the lab and we're going to do the questions together. But for those of you who are at home, you're going to have to use, that didn't come to the Zoom, you're going to have to use, either run the experiment on your own, or you're going to have to watch the video and submit your questions. For those of you who are in person with us in the Zoom, you can just participate right in class and you'll be totally good and totally fine. So what we're going to do first is we're going to, right now in class, we're going to be doing the runoff versus infiltration lab intro questions, which is questions 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video in class and we're going to answer those together as a class. So pause the video. Okay, for those of you who are back, what you're going to do right now is you're going to go ahead and look on the directions page of the video, of the lab sheet, and you're going to see what we're going to be doing next. So what we're going to be doing next is we're going to actually try to make, okay, a molded mountain with a valley in between. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have on one side, we're going to have a mountain. There's going to be a valley in the middle. And there's going to be a mountain on the other side. And there's going to be a pool that we create at the bottom. All right, we've done this with dirt, and I'm going to show that to you now. And what we've done, as you can see here, is if you look in here, you can see there's a molded mountain that's going down to a valley here. And there's another molded mountain on this side going down to a valley. And the valley is running down to a pool that we've created at the bottom. By the way, if you wanted to make your own at home, this would be the time that you could do that. And you can kind of see that, again, it's running down this side. There's a mountain on this side. There's a mountain on this side. And it runs down to a pool down here that we've created. So if you do want to make your own at home and you want to actually do your test on your own, you can do that. That's totally fine. And you can see the results in person. It's completely and totally fine to do that. And if you want to do that again, it's completely fine to do that if you would like. Okay, so what we're going to be doing though next is we're going to actually go ahead and do on the lab what you should do if you decide to do it at home. But if you are in the Zoom and you don't have these materials, you can watch in class. So the next thing we do is we put some tinfoil on, okay? And by the way, if you did want to mold this and make it look the way it's supposed to, if you use page 107 of your book, it kind of has the idea of mountains on the right and mountains on the left and a valley in the middle and a pool at the bottom. If you look on page 107, it kind of helps you to see that. So what we're going to do next is we're going to actually simulate a rainstorm. And we're going to do that with a spray bottle. Okay, so what Mr. Callahan's going to do is he's going to take this spray bottle that you can see in the background. And I'm going to bring the spray bottle around behind me here. And I'm going to simulate a very, very, very large rainstorm. And we're going to watch what happens. So you just watch in the video and you're going to watch what occurs in the video. And I'm again spraying lots and lots of rain into this system. And what we're doing is we're watching what is occurring, okay? And we are watching and seeing what is happening in the video with this very large simulated rainstorm, okay? And so right now, what you're going to do is we're going to pause the video again, and we're going to actually answer questions 4 and 5 together in class. So go ahead and pause the video. Okay, we're back. If you were not in the Zoom, you would need to not only submit questions 1, 2, and 3 RSQ'd to me in an email, but also questions 4 and 5. And you also now would also be going ahead and you would be going to answer questions 6 and 7 after this last part. So this last part of the demonstration in the lab that I'm going to do for you is we're going to simulate now, let's say that there was a farmer. And let's say that the farmer is farming this hillside and this hillside, okay? and it's maybe at a lower spot of the mountain. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come around here and we're gonna simulate the farmer spreading some kind of a, let's say he's gonna spread onto his field some type of a pesticide, okay? Or some type of something to control the weeds, all right, or the bugs on his field. So there's different types of things. So he's spraying, let's say, something to control the bugs, which is called a pesticide. And there's also herbicides. And what I did was I simulated that using a drink mix that's the color red. And you can kind of see now that there's pesticide. Again, it could have been an herbicide to control weeds as well that the farmer just sprayed on his field. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to have another large rainstorm, and we're going to watch what happens after this next large rainstorm. So here we go. Another large rainstorm is happening, and we're watching what is occurring. Okay. And again, I'm just letting you watch this very large mock rainstorm that just occurred so we could see what is happening. All right, so I think that's probably good enough for you to see the simulation on that. So what we're gonna do right now is in class, if you're with me on the Zoom, is we're gonna answer questions 6 and 7. By the way, I am gonna make another video and you're gonna be seeing this one next week on either Monday or Tuesday. And I'm gonna make another video of something that goes with this runoff infiltration lab. But for today, we're gonna finish through question 7. What we are checking today in class is worth points. And if you were in class, you have an opportunity today to get those points that we were checking. And there's about 16 points worth when we graded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So again, if you were not in the Zoom, you will need to actually submit those to me in an email where you RSQ them if you did not do that. But right now, one of the things that's pretty interesting to see here, at least I think it's pretty cool to see, and you can kind of maybe see this, is that you had that situation, if you look there, where I think it's worth noting sometimes that a pollution, if it's introduced into a water system, all right, a pollution that's introduced into a water system can cause problems, not just at the spot of where the pollution is put, but sometimes that pollution can travel and can move to other locations, and it's kind of worth seeing that. So that's just a fun little side note with this. So again, this was to help us be able to do the lab since we can't be together, and this is what we're doing. Hopefully you're doing well, and I hope that everything is good with you. And remember, if you were in the Zoom, we've already got our points. If you weren't in the Zoom, you do need to submit those to me. And we'll finish up this lab next Monday or Tuesday, depending on which day you have me in the Zooms. Have a great day, everybody. We'll talk to you later now. Bye.